and welcome to Elite Championship Racing Truck Series from the beautiful Daytona International Speedway. Yes, sir. We are live broadcasting from Daytona, where ECR is starting its first Truck Series Championship. We're going to be bringing you full races every week, sponsored by Inside the Hauler, like we do from our Xfinity Series and our Cup Series. This is our brand new series running every Wednesday night. So if you are a race fan and you want to come join side-by-side racing, exciting every week, please join us every Wednesday at 9:30, and we're going to try to bring you the most exciting racing available in iRacing today. My name is Luis Almaz. I'm going to be calling the race, and tonight with me, my partner in crime, also doing race controlling, also the president of Elite Championship Racing, also a driver, and also a team owner. Yes, sir, he does everything. With me in the broadcast booth, Anthony Titchener. How are you, Anthony? Welcome. Anthony, got a copy, buddy?
Yep, I got you.
All right, welcome to the broadcast. Welcome to the ECR booth in the Hollywood Hotel here in beautiful Daytona International Speedway in Florida. You, as a league president, as a driver, as an owner, what do you expect for the very, very first 2015 ECR Truck Series race?
Every time we begin a season, man, it's always been expect the least expected. So, I mean, anything you expect is probably not going to happen. You just expect to be surprised here tonight. There's a lot of, with the new draft package, you know, the limits are going to be pushed. So I expect to be seeing a lot of aggression tonight, a lot of movement, and 3 wide early on.
Well, we had 2 races already this week here in Daytona. We ran the Xfinity Series on Monday, and we ran the Cup Series yesterday night. Both races very competitive with 25 plus cars on both fields. A lot of good driving, a lot of good racing going on. Do you think that tonight we're going to do even better than tonight because we are running the trucks? And they, by nature, are a more competitive series, and we see that not only here at iRacing, but we see that in real life in NASCAR. Do you think that's what we're going to see here tonight?
Yeah, I definitely do, man. We're going to see a lot of great racing tonight. You're going to see a lot of teams working together and making moves and a lot of different strategy. 1 second.
You can see that we have people really, really excited, and you could hear by how loud he was the moment he saw our broadcast going live. So, well, tonight we're going to have around 25 to 30 cars joining us in the track. Right now you can see the results from our practice session that just ended. We are now under qualifying, so our drivers are going through single car qualifying. They have 1 lap around the track to warm up. Then they have 1 timed lap, and that's it. So a lot of these guys, they don't have a lot of room to make mistakes. That's not like we had last night in the Cup Series and the Xfinity, where we had open qualifying, where guys could go on the track as a team in groups, use the draft, hang back, try to position themselves even better. This is not it. They have 1 chance and 1 chance alone. They can go to the track by themselves, and they gotta hit the lap perfectly. Warm the tires as fast as they can in the beginning of the session, and make sure that everything comes out clean, that they hug that yellow line in the bottom and go around this thing as fast as they can. So we're going to start seeing some results in a little bit. The moment our broadcast system here picks the results, we're going to give them to you guys. And we're going to try to go through calling everybody out, mentioning everybody, the drivers, the teams, the paint schemes. We want you who's listening to us, who's watching the broadcast, get as familiar as you can with all of our drivers, our colors, every paint scheme. At ECR, we try to do things as close to real life as possible, so you're going to see that every driver normally runs the same paint schemes just like in real life, where they all have their own sponsors and they try to run those sponsors every single race. That's what we try to do here at ECR, to pretty much bring as the most realistic experience that you can have in a simulation racing. So hopefully you're going to like this. Hopefully this format is going to be very well received by everybody, and hopefully you're going to be back to watch and experience with us a lot more of these races. Like I said before, ECR is actually a 4 series league. We have our Xfinity series running on Monday nights. We have our Cup series running on Tuesday nights. Now we have our Truck series running on Wednesdays, and we also have our Console series running as well. So if you are a racing fan, if you like high speeds, if this is what you like, please check us out at ecrleague.com. Look us on Facebook. Look us on Twitter, ECR_league. Come join us if you want to race with probably one of the best group of drivers in iRacing. So qualifying is underway. We're going to have the results in a little bit. So
about 2 minutes left and change here, it looks like. Can't wait to see who gets the first pole of the year, man. It's going to be exciting. This is officially our 3rd season on iRacing. We're hoping to get it underway at the beginning of the season, but we decided to start with the upper 2 series. So I'm glad that we finally were able to have enough people to enjoy this and expand to 3 series, man. I really look forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun here tonight.
Yeah, Anthony, you've been here since the beginning, so you watched this thing grow from a console league, making the jump to iRacing, and now having 30, 40 drivers here, every single race fighting for position, wanting to get that win, wanting to get that championship. What do you think has been right now the formula to make this such a consistent series, and what do you think that this guys are looking for, and why they're coming to ECR to see and participate in the races?
Well, I mean, it all goes back to basics. I don't try to get anything too complex. I mean, we do have one of the most complex rule books on out of most leagues, as far as all the things that are involved in contracts and the salaries and payouts and championships and the owners' cars and teams and everything. So, but we didn't always start like that. It's pretty much just trying to keep it focused around real life and not making up too many things, and finding the right people that enjoy the good, solid racing and being around people who aren't going to try to take advantage of the system. That's pretty much what, since day one. Like the league I used to be in, they used to change rules, and they had guys come in and out and quit and yell and argue all the time, and there was no rules. We have a rule book, we enforce it equally upon everybody, and everybody respects that. And I think that's the thing that nobody forgets. And we come here each week and we have fun, and we all respect each other, and we have ways to deal with issues, and we deal with them away from it in private, and we talk to guys, and we try to do everything the right way. And there's always a right way and wrong way. So I think as long as you try to do everything the right way, and you keep the best interest of everybody, and keep it to having fun, we can't fail. You keep yourself around with the same people. It doesn't matter what the rules are. It doesn't matter what the rule book says. If we don't have the right people, it doesn't matter. So it's a great thing here today to be able to start this series. And here we go. We're gridding up now. Got a lot of different teams. Some guys are running for owners championships here. Some are running for drivers championships. Justin Bland is on the pole here, number 65. believe he's running for you, Luis.
Yes, sir. For some reason here, I don't know why, but my results are not picking up. But we're going to try to fix that as soon as we can.
Nick Olson, second place here tonight. Outside of him, he's in the Napa car tonight, the yellow one. Comes from Console late in the middle of the season. Ran a team. He started a team early in the middle of the season for the Cup Series and the Xfinity Series, and he just got here. And now he's starting in the Truck Series, and just he gets the hang of things, man, real quick. And I think he's going to be one to watch here tonight. You have a lot of good guys up front. You got one of my drivers, Ron Miller, right behind your driver. So it'll be really interesting to look to see what these guys try to do here early on. If they just keep it safe and cool, or are we going to try to mix it up and the guys in the back get to the front? Or are we going to see two separate groups? Looking forward to it.
Yeah, right now we have 26 drivers grading up. We have Justin Glenn starting in the pole position. Right beside him, Nick Olson, Ron Miller in the 78, Kevin Cook on the 45 machine starting fourth. If I am not mistaken, I think that's Stephen Massey on fifth. Let's just confirm that really quickly.
Yep, we got him in fifth, and then AJ in the 5 truck in sixth. We got Corey Chaffin in the 3 and 7th place. Outside of him is Douglas Hess in the 99. Next row you got Chuck Harrell in the 88. In 10th, George Price in the 48. Finishing out this order here, you got 11th, Ken Worley in the 37. 12th, Thomas Keane in the 15. 13th is Caleb Thomas in the 4. 14th place is Michael Levy in the 55. 15th is going to be Andrew Ackerman in the 26. 16th is going to be Joshua Wallace in the 24. 17th, Matthew Thunhorst in the 6. 18th, Brett Surgeon in the 20 car. Not sure how many of these guys are starting. We have a list here, guys, that served in EOL. They'll be starting in the back single file, so they'll have to maintain single file until they cross until they cross the start-finish line here. Once they cross that start-finish line, you're going to start seeing some action.
Yeah, we have the cars making their way through the backstretch, starting to line up. We have Justin starting in the bottom lane, Nick on his outside. This is another thing that we ask every driver, that they pick their positions, don't leave a lot of room between their cars and the cars behind. So hopefully everything's going to be going good. And we're about to go green in a little bit. The pace car is making their way out of turn 3, going into turn 4. And Anthony, buckle up your seatbelt, because this promised to be one crazy, very entertaining race. And guys, welcome to ECR Truck Series.
Green, green, green.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are green!
'97 is Stephen Massey, gets a real good run on the inside here and keeps it nice and tight on the 3 cars here on the inside. You got 2 of them on the outside of them. Outside's looking like they're spreading out pretty even crossways here, but the top 5 cars are pretty tight.
Yeah, right away we see the lines forming. We saw this in the past couple of races that we were not sure how we're going to see here in the trucks. If they're going to be one single line at the bottom lane and everybody doing single file, or if we were going to see multiple lines and the outside line pushing forward, trying to keep up with the bottom line. As far as we can see right now, the outside lane has a momentum, has enough strength to go through and challenge that bottom lane. And we're going 2 wides, 10 deep. So, if I'm not mistaken, we have the number 15 touching the wall a little bit. But here they come in the backstretch, flying through the backstretch of Daytona.
Justin Bland's hitting 194 miles an hour here.
Here we go with our chopper camera. Looking from above, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars in the same shot. That's how close everybody's going. You can see behind Stephen Massey in the bottom lane, Corey Chaffin in the number 3. He's been pushed by the 88 of Chuck Harrell. Everybody trying to joust for a little bit of position, keep their draft, keep it going. Justin starting to open up a little bit. The bottom lane is starting to become a little bit more powerful. They're starting to get a little bit away from the outside. But if they stay lined up, the outside close to each other, and they can use especially the side draft to their advantage, they can keep up and they can be forming this huge monster of a pack that we have right now here in Daytona.
Yeah, if the other guys in the back don't keep it together, they're going to fall behind real quick. You already have one off the pace here, the 24, Joshua Wallace caught all by himself back there, and the pace is going to end up catching, the rest of the field's going to catch him pretty quickly here. You got another group of 3 guys here that fell behind, so they're looking to form together and catch the field.
Yeah, today is going to be a very hard day not to be focusing on the leaders, but we are going to do our best. We can see 3 trucks nose to tail, the 65, the 78, and the 97 on the inside, and on the outside, the 25, the 45, and the number 5 truck nose to tail as well. Anthony, I don't know you, but we're going into lap 5. I can barely breathe. This thing is going to be intense, lap by lap. I cannot imagine how they must be feeling on the driving those trucks. Now on the outside with a little bit of a push from Kevin. Nick Olsen probably taking the lead for a little bit. Let's see if he can keep it up in the backstretch, or if Justin and the momentum of the bottom lane can drive him by. He takes the lead back. This is going to be back and forth all night, non-stop.
Oh yeah, it's going to be interesting to see when the temperatures start rising and the movements that have to be made to try to keep these trucks cool, because everybody knows that you can only stay behind a truck so long before it starts to overheat. So that's when you're really going to start to see things get heated up here, as we could say. Everybody wants to lead, everybody wants to win that first race, man. So, you know, there is 70 laps, and the question is who's going to be doing the pitting together, and who's going to be stuck getting black flag. I know I myself last night was caught getting a black flag, so anything can happen here.
Yeah, let's try to see who else is in the middle of this pack. We mentioned Justin. We mentioned Nick, Ron, Steven. They're all, Kevin, in the front of the pack. But our pack is almost like 20 cars deep. So behind them, we have, in their number 99 truck, the Miller Lite truck, we have Douglas Haas. Douglas runs our Xfinity Series on Monday. They did a couple of races in the Cup Series as well. Now joining us here in the trucks, we have in the bottom lane right behind him one of our newcomers, very recent acquisition, if I can say that, to ECR in the 37 of Kent Worley. He did a pretty good race on Monday, had a little bit of unfortunate circumstances, but he's here. He's a pretty fast driver, not without a doubt is going to be fighting for wins. Right behind him, we have our Monday night winner, Michael Levy in the 55. He won our Xfinity Series on Monday, driving up front, so he knows his way around these fast tracks. And I'm going to make my way towards the leader, because the leaders are very, very close to getting a lap car. Let's see if we can identify who it is running by himself. That's the number 24 of Joshua Wallace. He's trying to keep his truck as close to the wall as he can. The leaders are driving by him. Let's see if that's not going to cause a problem. So far, everybody driving by without any issues.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You got the main pack here running about 46 and a half, and the guys in the back here running single file. They're running about a second off the pace, you know, that aren't with the main field. So they're going to get hit pretty hard here.
Oh, we remain. Whoa, we have 97 Steven off the line, trying to rejoin. Something happened to the 97. I don't know what it was. If he got shuffled out. Let's see if we can pull out here our first replay of the night so that everybody can see it. Well, it happened too fast. We couldn't quite get what happened. But he was running third in the bottom lane. He got shoved all the way to the back. He was running behind the 31 of Colin Fern and right ahead of the number 13. Who was the 13? Brian Wilderson tonight. So something happened. And Anthony, we saw this yesterday. We saw a couple of guys getting way too close to the car in front of them, and because the suck of the back is way too strong, the guy behind, he doesn't have enough time to check up.
The yellow flag is out.
Oh, and we have a wreck, and we have a wreck. Let's see if we can identify what happened. Alright, and our replay, I went way back so that everybody can see what happened. Going to the backstretch, everything was fine. We're keeping with the leaders just to see if we can picture what happened. Going into the front stretch. Oh! Yeah, was the number 88 got involved with the 5. Let's watch it again.
It's really weird. It looks like either his wheel got stuck or something. It just, he was holding left coming out of the turn there and came right down into 88. Really weird.
Whoa. Yeah, one more time for you guys, now that we can identify who and where this happened. We're going to focus here on AJ on the outside. He's coming on the outside fine. Going through the backstretch, all of a sudden he turns left, and then he collects everybody. The 88 gets involved, the 97 gets involved, the 1 gets involved, and then the mess is done. So quite unfortunate. You see the number 5 in the pits, the 97 in the pits, the 99 in the pits. Everybody pitting. Our leader is still the 65 of Justin Bland, followed by the 25 of Nick Olsen. So, Anthony, during the replay, we didn't know if they pitted. Do you know if the 65 and the 25 ended up pitting or they stayed out?
We're trying to figure out here what exactly happened. It's I don't know how to explain that one, Luis.
Yeah, either was a mechanical problem with AJ's wheel or just a connection glitch, something that might have happened, because that doesn't look right. It was very weird to see a car all of a sudden just turn to the inside, especially in a track like this where we know that even though they're going 200 miles an hour, we know that these trucks are pretty stable. Even in a draft condition, we know that they're not going to have a problem. And something like that, unless they're being pushed by someone, that normally doesn't happen.
Only thing I can think is the error on the spotter telling him he was clear, and you know, him trying to just get to the draft as quickly as he could to switch lanes there, and he really thought he was clear. Either that or just the wheel held. I don't know if we can get him in here and try to ask him.
Yeah, let me see if I can bring him down here very quickly. Let's try to find him here on TeamSpeak. I got him.
User was moved to your channel.
Hey Aaron, this is Luis in the ECR Hollywood booth, buddy. You got a copy?
Yeah.
Brother, we were trying to figure out what happened. You were right on the outside, driving fine, keeping up with the leaders, and all of a sudden you dove to the left. What happened?
Steering wheel shut off, man. Just coming off the corner there, and then it made like a noise, and then it powered down, and the truck just turned straight left. So horrible for the people that were involved in that, man. We were having to start to a good race there.
Yeah, you guys
I
were
wreck myself every day, but I don't want to wreck anybody else. That's for sure.
Yeah, you guys were running pretty fine on the outside line, keeping up with the inside, and all of a sudden something happened. We call it up here saying one or two things, either a glitch or mechanical failure, and this guy's a mechanical failure ended up causing you the night early. So hopefully you can fix the truck, hopefully you can come back and still run a couple more laps. So best of luck. Thanks for giving us a little bit of the word, man. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
User was moved out of your channel.
Well, that was the driver of the number 5, Aaron Scarborough, AJ Scarborough. Mechanical failure, Anthony. Sometimes that thing just causes more headache than we want.
We have AJ 2 laps down, obviously. He was taken out of that one, or took himself out. And then Wallace is 2 laps down. He was the one that fell away from the pack. I'm not sure how he became 2 laps down, or if he was still involved in that one. Chuck Harrell's a lap down, and Douglas Hess is at the tail end of the field here. So I'm not sure how many cars are left in this one, but we'll try to get that information here.
Yeah, I have the result right now. Justin Bland in first, Nick Olsen second, Ron Miller, Michael Levy, Caleb Thomas, Corey Cheffin ran out the top 6. Kevin Cook in 7th, Ken Worley 8th, George Price 9th, Andrew Ackerman in 10th, Michael Watson, Nathan Casillas, John Schweiker, Brett Surgeon, Thomas Keane, Ryan Wilson, Mark Figueroa, Stephen Matthew Turnhorst, and Colin Firm the top 20. With Douglas S. in 21st, Chuck Harrow 22nd, Joshua Wallace 23rd, and AJ still in 24th. So that's our situation right now. Hopefully those guys that were involved in a little bit in the accident can fix their trucks, they can come back, and I think we're about ready to go back into the green. The pace cars drive to the pit and rear back green live in Daytona, lap 14. Justin Bland surges to the front of the field, followed by the 25, the 78, and the 55 making his way from the back of the pack. Now diving into the inside, leaving a Nick all by himself on the outside. We see a line for me on the bottom, the 78, the 55, the 4, the 45. Leaving the outside lane now with only 3 trucks right in the front, with John Schweiker in the number 1 trying very hard to get to those front 3 trucks on the outside to make that outside lane move.
Yeah, John's on the outside here trying to catch up to this outside. They're trying to make it work on the outside here and get it formed up. Guys in the back, they're just staying full throttle here, and they got to get together to make something happen, or they're just all going to be lost here. It's lap 16, so maybe that shook them up a bit, and we're going to play it safe here. And you see some different racing here. Guys falling to the back. You saw some fall below the yellow line there.
Yeah, we're seeing now the 00 Mark Figueroa followed by the 31 of Colin Fern. They're dropping a little bit to the back, trying to catch that front group, but they're pulling away from Joshua Wallace on the 24, and if I'm not mistaken, that's Chuck Hess on the 88. They're falling a little bit behind. You see Mark and Colin trying to hook up with the number 6 of Matthew Turnhorst, who's a little bit in front. So those three guys are going to try to form a little bit of a group. But they're falling behind, man. They're now almost a second, almost 2 seconds behind that main pack. So if they don't get bunched up and grouped together, this is going to be a very, very hard task. Unless this is their strategy. Trying to form a little bit of a group that they're not going to be as fast as the main pack, but they don't fall back quite that much. And if something happens to that main pack, they're safe in the back, they can check up. So different strategies, we'll never know. You see that main pack now formed very big again with the outside lane charging to the front again with Michael Levy on the 55 moving to the outside. He was on the bottom, now on the outside, and he's going to challenge for the lead with the push from Corey Chaffin in the number 3 on the outside.
Had a little bit of contact with Ron Miller in the 78 between him and the 55. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about at the beginning of the race, the beginning of the broadcast, that even though these guys can keep those trucks very straight, especially in the straight lines, they go faster if they can get very close to the car next to them to use that side draft to their advantage. And once they come out of the corners or out of the straightaways, they can use the momentum to try to slingshot. So maybe in one of those moments where they got close to each other, trying to get as much of the draft as possible, they got a little bit too close. So we saw this happening last night. We saw it in our Monday race. And if this is what happened now, I'm pretty sure this is not going to be the last time. Oh, you see the 78 going a little bit off the bottom lane, going a little bit high. Trying to get that engine. Yeah, he's trying to get that engine cool. He's stuck behind Justin, the 65, since the beginning of the race. So that engine might be running a little bit warm. So that might be Ron trying to get a little bit of air under the hood of that truck.
It's early in the race, but you can really see that they're trying to maintain position and trying to maintain the lead down there. Nobody wants to get past, so that's where it gets interesting, is where you start to see that they get heated up, and you have to let off a little bit and find some air, and that's when the outside attacks, and they try to make a move, and it just becomes strategy here at lap 20 with 50 to go.
Yeah, we were talking about that backpack staying behind, losing contact. You can see that they have already reached the guys, the main pack. So you see the 77 of Michael Wasson, followed by the 31 of Colin Fern, the 6, the 97, and the 00 of Mark Figueroa in the back. They made their way toward the front to the pack again. So now we have from Justin Bland, the 65, all the way to the back of Mark Figueroa, the 00. We have around 20 cars running. Again, everybody together, a huge pack. Again, no room for mistakes. So either if you're Justin all the way in the front, or if you're Mark that is in the back of the pack, there's no room for you to make a mistake. So if something happens, you're probably going to get collected. This is why we ask all these drivers to be as cool as they could under pressure. And right now, they're doing an awesome job.
Yeah, I saw the 99 pull down a pit lane here, and I don't see him coming out. Looks like he's repairing some damage. I don't know if he's done for the night, but we'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, the 99 of Douglas Hess, he got involved in that early wreck with AJ and Chuck, so maybe the repairs were a little bit more severe than he needed. He tried to get back out on the track, maybe couldn't run as fast to keep up with the pace off the pack, and had to come back down to fix, to do more of repairs. So.
It's interesting to see some of the guys and how they draft in the back that aren't up with the pack. I'm wondering if they're even wanting to be in the pack. Are they playing it safe and knowing that, you know, there's a long race to go here. So because I do see a lot of switching, a lot of maneuvering. They're not staying in line. So I mean, it's interesting to see how it all plays out here in the end.
Yeah, we see that they don't want to fall too much out of this front pack because they're going to lose the main draft and then they're going to be by themselves. Probably if this thing goes green for a longer period of time, even getting to a point where they might lose a lap or be in a position to lose a lap. So you don't want to fall way too much from back of the pack, but at the same time you don't want to be stuck right then and there. So different strategies. This is what's so great about a restrictor plate race with 25 guys running together. You'll see those different strategies of guys wanting to go to the front as fast as they can, trying to control the tempo of the race and trying to stay out of trouble. And we see guys hanging out a little bit, playing it safe a little bit, trying to cool down their engines, trying not to force their car too much. So different strategies, different ways of approaching it. And we'll see. We're still under our first half of our race. We're going into lap 25 right now out of 70. So 46 laps to go. A long way, but so far this pack, these drivers are showing a lot of respect and are driving the way that we thought they could. Clean racing outside of any mechanical failure, of any glitches. They have been awesome. Very clean racing, very respectable racing. Giving each other room, pushing in the right way, not doing anything too crazy in the early stages of this race.
I know if you're on the outside, you got to be a lot more nervous. You know, you can't really see what's going on in front of you, and you got the wall to your right and a bunch of guys to your left, and you can't really go anywhere. So I assume these guys on the outside are trying to make something happen. You got the 3 of Corey Chapman pushing the 55 of Michael Levy and 25 of Nick Olson behind him, and they're trying to make something work here, and it doesn't seem like they can just they can get enough going here on the outside by themselves.
Oh, we see the 45 of Kevin Cook falling a little bit off the groove. Let's see if there's something wrong with him. Let's try to get the replay of what happened with him. Coming to the backstretch, he just dives to the inside and pretty much giving his way to George Price and all the bottom lane coming with him. He's rejoining the pack in the back of the pack.
Maybe overheating a little bit and just you know, couldn't get out, so he had to go left.
Could be, could be. He's now behind Matthew Tunhorst and Mark Figueroa, weighing the back of the pack. We have the 99 of Douglas Haas back on the track, trying to hook up with them. So we'll see. We'll see what happened. It looks like either he was overheating and needed to cool his engine and decided he didn't want to be in the main pack, or playing a different strategy. Kevin did that yesterday. He stayed out of trouble for the early part of the race. And he did it on Monday. Paid off. He had a pretty good finish on Monday. So we'll see. Now we got the pack catching Chuck Harrell in the beginning of turn 2. Oh, gets tight. Corey Chapman swinging that truck from the top to the bottom, trying to avoid the 88, doing an awesome job, clear, and not hitting anybody, keeping that 03 truck pointed right towards the back of the 55 on the outside, but a very, very close call.
And there you see the difference in the speed of being in a pack and being a lapped car. You got all them cars coming at you so fast in here, you don't really know where to go. So you try to keep it up high into the wall, hoping that everybody can come below you there. And if it works out, it works out. Some guys, you know, if this pack is 3 wide here near the end, approaching lap traffic, we have about 20-mile-an-hour difference speeds here. It's going to be really crazy.
Yeah, we see in the back of those front 12 drivers, the 77 of Michael Watson. Michael drove an awesome Xfinity race on Monday. started in the back, made his way through the field, hooked up with the leaders, and was right there in the end fighting for the position. I think he finished 3rd or 4th. So he also is a driver who knows how to drive in the super speedways, knows how to be in the pack, and knows how to avoid. So let's keep an eye on the 77 as well, see if he can get the same type of result that he got on Monday. And he got the 31 of Colin Fern on the outside, now dropping to the inside. The 31, Colin, is our Xfinity points leader, so he's leading our Monday fixed setup racing. So, always good to see one of our championship contenders, and also doing pretty good in Cup driving here on Wednesday as well, trying to get those wins, taking his team, a coalition formed by 3 different teams from the Xfinity and Cup Series now running all together in the trucks. So let's see what they can do.
You know, if you're watching here tonight, we have a few viewers that if you're interested in any questions or anything about the league, feel free to enter the chat room there. I'm not sure if you have to be logged in to do that, but we will be open to taking questions here and interacting with the fans out there that are watching. Hope we're putting on a good show here.
Yeah, we'll do our best to get your questions, your opinions. If you like racing, tell us, who do you think is looking good? Who do you think might cause the caution? Who are you rooting for? Hopefully we can answer, we can interact with everybody, and week by week we can make this thing grow to get more and more people on board of the ECR family. So, all right, I'm going to go through the results right now. Entering lap 32 with 39 to go. Justin Bland leading. The 55 of Michael Levy. The 78 Ron Miller. The 3 of Corey Chaffin. Caleb Thomas in the number 4. Nick Olson the 6. Ken Worley 7. John Schweiker in 8. George Price in 9th. And Thomas Keane rounding out our top 10 places right now. Colin Fern is 11. Michael Watson is in 12th. Ryan Wallace is in 13th, Stephen Massey 14th, Andrew Ackerman 15th, Mark Figueroa 16th, Matthew Turner 17th, Kevin Cook in the 18th, Nathan Casillas in the 19th, and Brad Surgeon rounding out the top 20, but he has retired from the race. Chuck Harrell is still 12 laps back, and Joshua Wallace in the 24th, also 2 laps back. The 99 Anthony of Douglas S now showing as a retired driver on my screen. So maybe those repairs that he tried to do were not enough, and he decided to put his truck back into the garage and call it a night.
Yeah, some guys get back out there hoping for a caution. You never know if you can catch a break. You go out there, you can maintain your laps, hope for a caution. If guys wreck, you can try to catch up with the laps and pass them in laps and gain positions that way, which could be very valuable in a truck series like this, where you don't have as many races as the upper series. So every race is so important here, and that you're going to see a lot of aggressive racing all throughout the season here in the truck series. Here we go with some really hard bumping here on the outside. There's a lot of movement going on here. It looks like it's getting heated up.
And now we see the 55 of Michael Levy, Corey Chaffin in the 3, and John Schweiker in the number 1, that blue car. They're tidying it up on the outside, followed by the 15 and 77, trying to get 5 trucks lined up and see if they can create enough momentum to go by the 65 of Justin Bland. Him pushed by the 78 of Ron Miller. They have been the glass of the field so far, leading every lap, dominating that bottom lane. No one on the outside had created enough momentum to challenge for the leader. And they're going to have to do that because the inside lane is the shortest way around the track. And they have 6-7 guys lined up, even though not that time. So if the outside lane, and we saw this on our Cup race yesterday, when the outside lane, and you and I, we were on that outside lane trying to make the push to go by the inside lane. If you're not tucked in, nose to tail, 4, 5, 6 cars, you're not going to have enough momentum to challenge and go by, especially that lead truck right now.
Here's one thing I'm noticing that's pretty interesting here if you look. You got the 3 car of Corey Chaffin pushing the 55 of Michael Levy. Behind him is John in the 1 with Stephen Hollinsworth in the 15. The 55, 1, and 15 are all teammates. They're looking to get together here. You notice the 3 and the 55 isn't doing much. He's just kind of maintaining here, and he's tried to do something, but it's just not working. There's not a lot of chemistry there. The guys aren't teammates. They probably haven't practiced much together. So you got 2 teammates behind him looking to get to the 55, and if that happens, you can bet that there's going to be some action here.
Yeah, you mentioned the 55, the 1, and the 15. They're all teammates. We have the 65 and the 4, both teammates, but the 78 in between them. Then we have the 31 and the 25 on the bottom. They are teammates, so depending on how the positioning ends up happening, we're going to have tandems of at least 2 or 3 guys lined up, and that might actually be the deciding factor later in the race, depending where you are in the track. If you have the right truck behind you, or if you're able to negotiate with other drivers some sort of alliance in the middle of the race, that might be the deciding thing, because right now, as you pointed out, if the number 3 is not there, I'm pretty sure the number 1 and the 15 are pushing the 55 of Michael Levy like crazy, trying to get by Justin and Ron on the inside and see if they can control the pace of the race right now. But because the number 3 is over there, they cannot get hooked up. They cannot create that huge draft to come out of the corner into the straight, try to get the side draft, and see if they can get enough of a speed to at least one of the cars to clear the leader, move down, and then start to control the pace the way that they want to. Whoa, we have 3 wide on the back of the straight. The 55 went high, went up. Now we see Corey Chaffin leading the outside lane on the number 3. Oh, let's go back in our replay again, Anthony, see what happened. If something happened with the 55, or if he just decided, you know what, I do not want to be here. I'm just going to check up. Whoa. Actually, it looked like it was a power move by Corey, diving to the inside. He had him run, coming out of the turn. All of a sudden, he decided, you know what? I have an opening. I'm taking it. I'm going to the front.
Just beautifully done the way he did it. I mean, he had such a run, came through the inside and said, I didn't like the way his line was running. I'll show you how to do it. Comes to the outside of him, picks him back up, and then before they get to him, says, here we go. He's back in front of him. So, I mean, now you have 3 teammates lined up who could potentially hang him out to dry. So it made it really interesting here to see how this is going to mix up. But, I mean, once he gets clear, I look that he'll be in front of the 65, and you might have a new leader here.
Yeah, you can see the 3 with the 55 right on his tail, and from what we can see, Michael is trying to push Corey. Now he's down to the outside. John's with him on the outside. 3 wide going into the backstretch. Let's see if this ends up well. 3 wide again. The 55 staying a little bit behind. The 1 gives him enough room. He dives back in line, back into the outside lane. They're trying, Anthony. They're trying to find their way. They're trying to find space, see what they're going to be able to do, and also studying for the later parts of this race and see what they're going to have to do if they are sitting behind in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th rows of this line. What kind of a move they're going to have to pull to go by the truck in front of them.
Yeah, time is going to be running out here. Obviously, you know, halfway mark, and you're wondering what can we do. Not a lot of movement has happened towards the front, so you're starting to see what can we do. What are the limits? What can we? I mean, the whole pack's up here. They don't. I assume they don't want to be 3 wide for too long. If a guy goes out to the outside, it'll be interesting to see if someone picks him up right now, because I mean, again, we're past halfway here, but there's going to be a point where they're going to be out of gas. They can't make it to the end. So you're going to see guys trying to fall back or either trying to get forward and get with partners. And coming in is going to be interesting to watch. Catching penalties, you know, that's a big issue. When you got guys 195 miles an hour in front of you and you guys are trying to get down to a 55-mile-an-hour pit road speed, it is really hard. You want to do that as fast as you can, because you got 30 other guys who are trying to do it as well, and they're trying to do it faster than you.
Oh, and we got a crash, and we got a crash.
Amazing.
Let's go back and watch it again. It involved the number 1, John Schweiker. On the outside, the 55, the one they're lined up. We're staying with them. Let's see if we can pick up what happened.
Well, they tried to get some momentum on the outside, you know, and they formed up, got outside the 3 car there, tried to make a move, and he clipped the wall. And when he clipped the wall, the 15's momentum touched him and just sent him flying. And yeah, it's an unfortunate event there. A lot of guys got tangled up in that one.
Yeah, I took the replay way back. They were 3 wide a while ago. He's on the outside with the 55. He touched the wall. The 15 has nowhere to go, and they touch, taking out a lot of cars that were coming behind, almost touching the 45 of Kevin Cook. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And that changes everything.
Yeah, I'll go handle some admin duties, and I'll be right back.
Yes, sir. Anthony, for those of you who don't know, he's also our race controller for tonight, so he needs to go sort it out what happened. And we got a race to the pits, so let's go with our leaders. They're pitting right now. You can see Justin Bland on the 65, Michael Leby on the 55. Everybody's pitting. Let's put our camera here on the exit of the pit lane just to see what happens if they're going to take tires. It's only gas. The 65 get outside tires. The 55 is coming by. No tires for him. And he's going to take the lead. The 55 of Michael Leby. The 78 Ron Miller. Corey Chaffin in the 3. The 6 of Matthew Tunhorse. And the 65 of Justin Bland. So we got more guys coming out of the pits. You can see the 25 of Nick Olson. He got a little bit of a piece of that rack. The 45 of Kevin Cook. And there you have it, folks. Your new leader, the 55 of Michael Leby. From what we could tell, taking only gas, no tires, and he jumped to the lead. So let's see if we can get one of our drivers here for a quick interview. Let's talk to Justin Bland. See if he can talk to us a little bit.
User was moved to your channel.
Hey Justin, this is Luis in the ECR booth, buddy. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey man, you were leading. You led most laps right at this point. Took outside tires, took 4 tires from what we could tell. Filled it up with gas. Now you're back in 4th. Still in the front of this pack is being very clean, very well racing right now. With 26 laps to go, what is the strategy?
Based on what I saw, is get to the front as soon as possible, because the outside just cannot like complete the run. As long as I can hold the inside, if I can get up there, I think I got this in the bag. I feel really confident. The truck's very fast. Just a matter of getting back up there, try to keep the truck clean.
Yeah, you've been working quite well with the 78 around Miller the entire race. Was that by design? You guys worked on some sort of strategy, or just the position in the track, that's what happened, and you're just trying to make the best out of it?
It was one of the things that just kind of happened. Like, he started behind me, and he's been there since, and I'm really happy that he's been behind me. He's definitely helped me stay out front, so hopefully we'll be able to hook back up. Obviously, we work really well together, and maybe get something to happen for either one of us.
All right, buddy. Thanks for the time. Good luck, and go get that win if you can.
I'll give it my best. Thank you.
User was moved out of your channel.
That was the 65 driver off the 65, Justin Bland, who led most laps right about until this point. We're 45 laps completed. He probably led most of those laps. Now he'll be restarting 4th behind the 3 of Corey Chaffin. And let's see what he can do. But right now our new leader, if my ticker is correct, is the 55 of Michael Levy. We have Nathan Casillas on the 18th. He stayed out a little bit. Now he's making his way to the pits. So let's reset our field, and here we go. Our new leader, the 55 of Michael Levy, followed by the 78 of Ron Miller, the 3 of Corey Chaffin, the 65 of Justin Bland. Matthew Turnhorst was been hanging in the back, now making his way to the front. The Caleb Thomas in the number 4th is in 6th. Michael Watson, 77, in 7th. Andrew Ackerman is in 8th. Kevin Cook probably is going to be our number 9. Colin Fern, 11. Brett Surgeon in the 12th position, and Mark Figueroa in 13. We see a lot of guys showing us different results. Most of them probably still in the pits trying to fix those cars. A lot of guys got caught in that accident. So
yeah, it's unfortunate for a lot of teams, man, and most unfortunate for Justin, who was able to hold on to the lead the whole race there. And you know he's looking to get back up there, so he knows how to be fast here, but he's on the outside line. Something he hasn't seen tonight, so hopefully he'll be able to find his way to the front and work the way down there. Seems like obviously being on the bottom line is the quickest way around here. Guys on the outside are trying to fight their way around there, and when they're clear they make it clear. But you know, you have the 55 who's been on the outside all night trying to get clear, and they made that interesting move, and now he's about to lead the field to the green. Let's see what happens.
yeah, the pace car brings them back to the front stretch. The 55 of Michael Levy on the inside, Ron Miller on the outside, and the 55 is gone. Restarting, 25 laps to go. Let's see if the 78 stays on the outside with Justin, or if he dives to the inside. Behind Justin in the 4 of Caleb Thomas. We know they are teammates. The 65 pushing the 78 like crazy, trying to get Ron to the lead. Let's see if they can clear the 55 on the backstretch. Still not clear. The 3 comes to the 8 of the 55. That might help. We have tandem racing side by side. The 78 is clear. The 65 is not.
Oh, this is really interesting.
Here we go. Ron Miller to the lead.
Love watching our guys go at it, man. This is going to be fun all year long. Justin said he wants the lead back, and here he is again, not going to let Ron lead a lap, back in the lead. Amazing.
Yeah, he took 4 tires. He was probably the only guy who took 4 tires out of this front pack. We got a lot of guys taking 2 tires. Now we got Ron and the 55 of Michael Levy in the bottom lane, the fast lane around the track. We got 4 cars in that back in the bottom lane with Caleb Thomas and the 77 of Michael Watson. Now we have 4 against 3. That outside is pushing with Corey Chaffin and Matthew Turnhorst right behind them. I don't think they're done, Anthony. I think they're going to go toe-to-toe, lap by lap, until this race is complete. I don't think Justin's going to give up the lead. He's going to fight to the death.
That's for sure. These guys are not giving up. It's plain to see right here. You got guys just pedal to the metal, man. It's Daytona. First race, nothing to lose. Let's go. Like I said, it's so fun to see here as we're approaching lap traffic here. He's going to stay high.
Oh, they got really close to 78 and 65. But a good job by Nathan staying out of the way of the leaders. He doesn't want to get involved in anything.
Andrew Ackerman in the 26. Not sure which lane to choose here, but he knows he's up here. He's in the pack. He's trying to hold on. He looks like he's going to come to the guys on the outside, and they might try to build an outside line here.
Yeah, we just saw Corey Chaffin dive into the inside. He left Justin by himself on the outside. Now Andrew goes to the outside right behind Matthew Turnhorst, see if he can come back and create that line. We know that Matthew and Justin work well together. They have been working together in super speedways for quite a while, worked really well in our past races, both in Daytona and Talladega, so we know that they can hook up and they can be fast on the outside by themselves. Caleb Thomas diving to the outside in front of Andrew. Now we have 4 and 4.
Here's where it gets heated. Do they stay in? If they stay right here and they stay committed, we could get some lines formed up here. But if they keep playing around, then the 3 cars back here, 24 Wallace, you got the 18 and Nathan, and then 31 Colin, they're going to catch him.
Yeah, that's what happened. We saw Caleb Thomas. He was on the bottom. He went to the high side, lost a little bit of control of the truck, and that was enough for Matthew and Justin to just disappear in front of him. He fell back. He's almost a second behind those guys, trying to be pushed by Andrew. Andrew's trying to push him, trying to give him back to the front pack. We have Mark Figueroa on the outside getting lapped by the front car. He stays on the outside without causing any problems. That's another thing that we have to point out. Everybody, not only the guys driving in the front of the pack, but the middle of the pack, guys hanging back, and even the guys that are being unfortunate enough to get a lap down, their behavior has been amazing. Everybody knowing exactly what to do, where they are, how not to get involved, how not to wreck anybody. We got to give a lot of credit to those guys for their race awareness, that being able to control the trucks where they are and keep this race clean the way that it is right now.
Yeah, it takes a lot of communication to make it happen, and I'm sure they are communicating. You got guys letting them know lap cars stay high, and guys saying, come with me, you know, let's go high, and teams working together, whispering. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes, and you wonder what it all is and how it all plans to work out. And as you see, you got 2 guys who want to stay out front here, and they're fighting. Nobody's here to give up, and it's going to stay too wide here until we get close to the end. And you got 3 guys who want to lead this thing, because right now 55 is content with pushing, and Justin's being pushed, you know, so they're content. I mean, Matthew Dunhorse is right there behind Justin. If he can clear him, he'll be the new leader on the outside. So there's so much game plan and strategy going on. Yeah, as you see, everybody's getting tighter here, and a lot of pushing going on. These cars, they stay cool. Obviously, they're pushing a lot, they're staying tight, and then as soon as they come off, it seems that they cool off real quick, so they can stay aggressive, and that's why these trucks are so fun to watch.
Yeah, I was about to say that this was shaping up to be a 4-car race, with the 65 and the 6 on the outside, the 78 and the 55 on the inside. I'm really glad I didn't say anything, because right then we got a group of 6 to 8 trucks just flying and catching them as fast as possible. So from the 65, now Justin moves to the lead. He was able to clear the 75, the 78 of Ron, and he retakes the lead, now diving to the inside. Matthews on the outside, pushed by Andrew in the 26 and the 77. Whoa, we got contact between the 26 and the 55. They were scary there. Yeah, they were able to keep their car under control. A little bit of room by the guys. They're spreading out a little bit just to cool off. And Justin doing exactly what he said, trying to push to the lead the moment you have an opening, dive to the inside, because those were his words. You guys heard it. He didn't think the outside was going to have enough momentum, enough power to go by the guys on the inside. He was the first one to be able to do it. So the moment he did it, he dove to the inside, trying to control that line, trying to hug that yellow line at the bottom, because he thinks that's the way to go.
Just a lot of power, man, and you know, you get that momentum, and if you are clear, you have to take it, because you never know if you're going to get that shot again. Like you said, it's just so hard to get a lot of momentum going here on the outside.
And now we can see 2 guys that are starting to make their way through the pack slowly, but they are. the 45 of Kevin Cook that somehow got unscathed out of those 2 accidents, and 31 of Colin Fern. Colin has a little bit of damage behind his left rear wheel, so he got a little piece of one of those wrecks. But from what we can tell right now, his truck seems to be fast. He's pushing Kevin, and they're almost cracking the top 5.
For the people watching at home, this is really, really crazy watching. This is what you want to see. But for guys like me and Luis, we're both team owners here. We're watching our guys go at it. And I gotta be honest here, Luis. I'm pretty scared here. We're coming at 13 to go though, so it's only going to get worse.
Yeah, I can see my drivers. I know exactly where they are in the track. I know the type of move that they're making. And I'm just holding my breath. Every time one of them get a little bit sideways, I see a guy gets too close, I hold my breath just a little bit, hoping that nothing happens. But so far, they're doing awesome. Both your drivers, my drivers, everybody, every team owner should be very, very pleased with what they're seeing, because if this is a true preview of what we're going to see this season, guys, we're in from one awesome season of racing, because these trucks are fast, these drivers are even faster. So if you have the chance, tune up ECR League official channel for our Elite Championship Truck Series, sponsored by Inside the Hauler. We got to give Inside the Hauler and one of our drivers, the number 20 of Brett, a lot of props for coming up and wanting to sponsor this series, so we really thank them. Go out, check out their work. They do a lot of awesome work. Huge NASCAR fans, huge race car fans. So we want to thank them again. They're going to be with us in our ticker during the entire season. Inside the Hauler, one of ECR biggest partners. So, and Brett's doing pretty well. He's up to 9th, pushing. He's right there. We never know. We might have our sponsor actually winning this race by the end of the night.
Yeah, it's getting down to go time. I mean, you're going to wonder how long are we going to be here until it's 3 wide.
Yeah, we have 12 laps to go, and you can tell that they are already a lot closer than they were a couple laps ago. You can see that those guys that were in the back, like Kevin Cook on the 45 and Colin on the 31, they were tired of being on the back. We have another
Lap car here.
Yes, Mark moving to the high lane, getting out of the trouble. Nice job by Mark in the 00.
That gets scary. Like I said,
oh, and we have contact!
Lots of cars going in that field in the grass. We got the 77, 31, 20, 24. 18 gets on the brakes. Nice. 18 gets through it. Oh my God, we're going to have to find out who's all involved here and what happened.
Here we go with the replay from our chopper, our camera from the high side. We have the 45, the 31 on the outside going by the 31, the 00. He stays high, he stays out of trouble. But let's see if we can identify what happened. Oh, the 3 and the 55 got together in the bottom lane, and they end up touching. Right now, our leader is Matthew Tunhorse in the number 6 truck, followed by Justin in the 65. Kevin Cook somehow again got untouched out of that wreck, with Ron in the 78 and Andrew on the 26. They right now our top 5, but a lot of cars, a lot of trucks ended up getting caught in that thing. That started with the 3 and the 55 on the bottom lane. What an unfortunate accident, but like we said, they were running way too close. It was go time, and we're gonna wait Anthony to come back here. He's our race controller. He's gonna officially call what happened, but from our view up here, it looked like the 55 and the 3 got together, and that's where the whole thing started. So right now, we have the 6, the 65, and the 45 in our top 3. Let's see what happens. Let's try to pull the number 6 of Matthew Turnhorst really quickly for an interview.
User was moved to your channel.
Hey Matthew, Luis in the ECR booth, buddy. You got a copy?
Yeah, hey there, Luis.
Man, you've been in the back of the pack, made your way through the front. In the final laps, here you are in the lead. You worked really well adjusting on the outside, made your way. Now that's the question. Can you hold these guys off with 9 to go?
Not really sure, but I'll definitely try. I mean, I've got a strong pusher and partner back there in third and Kevin, but I also seen Ron push a few guys up to the front, so as long as me and Kevin get our act together pretty quick, I think we'll be able to put up a strong defense against that and keep them back there, but who knows? It's Daytona.
10-4, man, you had some pretty good results in the super speedways, ran really well in our Xfinity and Cup series. Hope you can get a very awesome finish in our very first Truck Series race, man. Good luck in the restart. Gonna be some crazy A laps.
Yeah, who knows? Thanks.
User was moved out of your channel.
That was the number 6 of Matthew Turnhorst, our current leader. He was on the back, made his way through the front. Let's see what can happen. He's gonna have Justin on the outside, Kevin Cook right behind him. If he decides to choose for the bottom lane, you never know. At every ECR race, the leader has the choice to start in the bottom or on the outside. So we'll see what Matthew does here. Let's see if we can get a very quick word from Kevin Cook.
User was moved to your channel.
Hey Kevin, Luis in the ECR booth, buddy. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Well, we called you Mr. Unlucky in the beginning of the season. You got involved in every crash possible. Here you are, running third, and you were able to avoid all the 3 wrecks. Going to the restart with 7 to go. You're right behind Matthew and Justin. What is the game plan?
I don't really think it's going to be, I don't think I'm going to be able to get around some of them. So I'm just going to push one of them to the win. As far as I can tell, it's probably going to be Matthew if I line up behind him. But I don't know. We'll see what happens.
10-4, buddy. We're going to start getting ready to realign here. Thank you very much. Good luck. Have an awesome restart.
10-4.
User was moved out of your channel.
All right, guys. We heard earlier from the 65 of Justin when we had the previous caution. He wanted to be on the outside and try to get a push, dive to the inside. Now he has Matthew in the 6, Kevin on the 45 in the bottom lane. But he has his pusher. He has Ron Miller right behind him on the outside. Ron had pushed Justin the entire race. Probably right now we can say that Ron is the best pusher out of this group together with Kevin. This is going to be wild, guys. I don't know you, so.
That was a handful. I mean, it's just so many guys going everywhere. What do you do? And it's going to be down to go or go home now. And you wonder who's left in it, who's got damage, who doesn't have damage. You know, you can't see the front of the car in front of you. So you're pushing, hoping that he has what it takes, and he's going to bring it to the promised land.
Here we go, guys. Matthew Turnhorst 6, Justin Glenn, Kevin Cook, Ron Miller, Andrew Ackerman, Brian Waldison, Michael Watson, Brett Surgeon, Corey Chaffin, and Nathan Caselli your top 10. This is how they're coming to the line with 7 to go. We need to point out what a great race Andrew is doing on the 26 for his first Truck Series race with ECR, his second race at all, so he's doing an awesome job. And Anthony, I wouldn't count out the number 13 O'Brien on the outside. He's been clean all night. Now he's in a position, depending on what happened, to push for that lead. He might be a wild card in this finish. We're talking about the front four, but he might be one of those guys that in the catbird seat just waiting for something to happen to snatch that win. Him and the 77 of Michael Watson on the inside. So here we go. Pace car starting to make his way to the pits. Matthew Turnhorst is going to lead the ECR trucks back into green. Green flag. We see Justin right out of the gate just diving to the inside in front of Kevin. He's going to push Matthew. They're going to form a single line. Let's see if they're going to try to get away of the cars coming behind and then decide what's going to happen, or if this is the game plan and Justin is just going to save one last move to the final straight.
Luis, this is so interesting. Oh, we got another wreck. 99 gets loose, comes down to the 25. 25 is sent down.
The yellow flag is out.
There's the caution.
Got guys double wide back there in the pack, while the lead pack was single file getting away. The pack behind them was double file trying to fight for position, and cars got loose.
Yeah, we're right here with the 25 of Nick Olson. He was right behind the 20 of Brad Surgeon, who apparently had damage to the back of his truck. So Nick was trying to push him like crazy. We have the 88 of Chuck Harrell all in the top. Oh, when the 99 of Doug Haas, he gets loose. He touches the 25, and the 25 goes around to the infield.
Looked like some netcode error there, huh?
Yeah, I don't know what happened to the 99, but he didn't seem to be that loose. Or he didn't seem to get anybody right behind him, so. Well, now we need to see who was on the.
We have to hand the EOL out, so we have to figure out who's going to be at fault here, and that's my call. So I'm trying to do double duty here, and I'm taking a couple looks at this.
Yeah, I did not want to be in your shoes right now, having to call out who was to blame. Lucky for us, unfortunate for the drivers, this was not in the front of the pack. So. And this is another thing. We're going to have to see who was leading once that caution came out. So that pretty much might determine who, if we ever go green again, we have 5 to go. We might have one lap shootout at the beginning, the end of this race, but that's not technically what we do here at ECR. We're going to have to check with race control. We're going to wait for Anthony to give us the final say on this. But right now, we have Justin Blend showing up in first, right in front of Matthew. Kevin Cook in third in the 45. Ron Miller, the 78. Andrew Ackerman in the 26. And Brian Waldison in the 13. Alright guys, right now 3 laps to go. Justin Bland, our leader, the 65. Matthew Turnhorse, the number 6 truck, in 2nd place. Kevin Cook in the 45 in 3rd. Ron Miller in the 78 truck in 4th place, and Andrew Ackerman rounding out our top 5. We're still waiting to hear back from our race controller, see what is the ruling, if we're gonna go green. I don't think we are. Normally at ECR, when we have a situation where we have only 1 lap, we normally don't go green because there's no way that we can control the green and white checker situation. So by our rule book, if we only have 1 to green and we are under yellow, that's where our race ends. We want to go. I'm sorry, not 1 to green, 1 to go. So this might be the race. So let's see. Let's wait a little bit.
Yeah, Luis, looks like it's going to end under caution here, bud.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to come back and give us the final word as race controller. I was just explaining to everybody that under ECR's rulebook, we don't go back racing with 1 to go if we are under yellow, just because we cannot control the green and white checker situation. And there we go, folks. We just heard it. The race is official. Justin Bland, the number 65, is your winner, followed by Matthew Turnhorse in the 6 and Kevin Cook in the 45 truck. Ron Miller is going to come home 4th in the 78. What an awesome run by him, pushing Justin to the win for most of the race. And Andrew Ackerman doing his 2nd race at ECR, his 1st Truck Series race, finishing 5th. A very, very strong showing in the 26 truck. What a good race by him. What was the final rule in there, Anthony? Who, under race controller's eyes, it was on the 99 that came down?
I had to put it on both of them, man, because it's a tough situation, and I had to explain it to him like this. There was no contact made. The 99 had the 25 pinned down to the yellow line, but with no contact being made and him getting loose, taking the field out, no contact being made, you know, you really can't pin it on the 99 because the 25 does come up off of the yellow line just a tad bit, even though he is being pinned down. So, I mean, you look at it, it's both drivers involved in the incident, you hand the EOL to both of them, and you move forward. It's one of the things, is Daytona, netcode errors happen when these cars are traveling this fast, this close, and that's just the chance you take when it gets to, you know, coming down to the checker flag.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate situation, but it was time to go. You've got to be aggressive. There's no other way for you to finish the race. You've got to move forward. They were trying the best as they could, and like you said, unfortunately, 2 guys just get together. There's no finger pointing. There's no fault. It's just one of those things that happen. So,
and congratulations to you, man, for the first team owner truck win. You know, your first owner as a team owner here in the league, man. How does that feel?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was holding my breath here. For those of you at home that don't know, I own a team in the Truck Series just like Anthony, and Justin just happened to be one of my drivers, so pretty pleased to be able to broadcast the race and calling one of my drivers winning. So not a bad start at all, and not a bad start for Justin, who gets a pretty lucrative prize by his contract, and he's going to go down in ECR history for being the first winner of ECR's Truck Series on iRacing, sponsored by Inside the Hauler. So here they come to the checker flag. Behind the pace car, Justin Bland, driver of the number 65, drive his Chevy Silverado to the victory. And he's wasting no time in celebrating, just diving to the inside to do some donuts.
That's fantastic for Justin, man. I'll tell you, he's one of them guys who doesn't see victory lane often, and when he gets a victory, he celebrates it. He's so ecstatic about him. I can't wait to talk to him about it. Got the pole tonight, led the most laps. I mean, you couldn't ask more. You know, he pretty much went out there and dominated the race. He fell back in pits. He thought that was going to cost him, and it didn't.
Yeah, we see Justin going crazy in the front stretch, doing donuts. We see Kevin Cook coming home on third, also going through the grass. But that's our victory. Driver, the 65 of Justin Bland, just burning out the tires, celebrating his first win of the season. He came really, really close in a lot of races. Came really close at Iowa in our Xfinity Series, losing the race in the final corner. So he finally gets that race where everything went his way. Starting up front, like you said, leading most laps, dominating, working well. The pit strategy worked. He had tires to go to the outside. Got a little bit of a break in the end that he was right there in the front when the caution came out. So that's what you expect. So congratulations to him. We're going to try to pull all our 3 first car drivers to a quick interview. So
yep, they're being talked to right now, I think, and having a post-race meet, and then we'll be able to get to them right after that. I can't wait to talk to these guys, man. You know, like we said, it was going to be interesting if it came down to the checker flag there, and unfortunately had to end under caution, which, you know, is very likely here to happen at Daytona, but let that not take away from the great racing we saw here tonight, and just the patience it took, and some of these guys and holding them lines as close as they were, man. What a great race to watch. I can't wait for next week. I believe we're at Atlanta.
yeah, that's going to be a completely different thing.
These guys are going to be battling for about 91 laps.
Right, before we wait for those guys to finish up their debriefing, I'm going to bring one of our rookies in the series down for a quick interview because he had a very solid race.
User was moved to your channel.
Andrew Ackerman, driver of the 26. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
Andrew, congratulations. 5th place in your first Truck Series race. Your second race here at ECR. You were right there. You were in the front pack. Got clear of a bunch of wrecks. Had a little bit of damage to your truck. How did it feel?
Oh, it was good. I was hoping we'd get back to green after that last wreck because I had a teammate right in front of me. We were thinking about maybe taking it 3 wide to give a little excitement for the lead.
Now, you ran one hell of a race. What do you think was the deciding factor on the inside lane, the outside lane? The outside couldn't quite get that run. You think the inside was just too strong with too many cars, or it was just the outside lane who couldn't get hooked up the right way and couldn't get those outside passes that we saw in the Cup Series race and the Xfinity races?
When I was on the inside lane, I noticed that going into the corners that the top lane was kind of drifting up, and I think that was taking away some of their momentum.
Wake up.
I think if they'd have stayed closer, maybe caught more of a side draft, that maybe that top lane would have been stronger, but they just couldn't seem to hook up and hold the line to really make major passes.
10-4, buddy. Well, congratulations again. Welcome now officially to our ECR Truck Series. We had a blast. You drove one hell of a race. Now it's time to get ready for Atlanta. Completely different track. Hope to see you in the top 5 again. Congratulations again, buddy.
Thanks, buddy.
All right.
User was moved out of your channel.
That was the driver of the 26. Andrew Ackerman finished up in 5th. What an awesome debut for him. He was wanting a good, solid finish. So congratulations to him. Anthony, I think we got another guy for an interview.
Yeah, I got
User
Chaffin
was
down
moved
here.
to your
I
channel.
wanted to ask him because he ended up with a top 10 here. He ended up 9th after being shuffled out there at the end, and I kind of just wanted to ask him how his day was, man. And Chaffin, you were up there. You led some laps. You know, you had a lot going on there. You had teammates who were trying to get together. And I think you knew that, and you were trying to play it smart, man. And it was. I just wanted to get what your thoughts were on this race and how it was all looking to unfold there, and what the plans would have been if it all happened.
Well, it was a pretty good race for the most part. Just couldn't ever really get with my teammates for the most part. Got Kevin behind me.
Wake up.
We wanted to try to make it 3 wide. There was just no spot to do it at the end before that one caution came out. But, you know, it's Daytona. Shit happens.
Hey, Jeff, and it's Louise here in the broadcast. You were right there from the beginning to the end, and you got together with a 55 in a racing incident.
Hey, wake up.
What do you think was the biggest point that the outside lane, and we asked this to a couple of guys already, what do you think made the outside lane unable to pass the inside? It was just guys not hooking up together the right way, or the inside was just too strong with too many cars?
I think it was people not, like you'd have them first 2 cars like almost on top of each other on the top. And then you'd have that third guy about a car length and a half back, just not really close enough to give that, just that little bit of push that you really needed to get past that one car for the most part for most of the night. So the outside line was kind of just there. You know, if you got up there, it was hard to get back down. So you kind of just needed somebody who could get there and push a little bit harder at least as the third car or even fourth car.
Oh man, you drove one solid race the entire night. Got a little bit of bad luck, but we know that super speedways you're very comfortable, and you're gonna come back very, very strong at Talladega, where you won in the Cup Series. So I hope to see you next week in Atlanta. Also very strong, and thanks again. You come home with the top 10. That is not bad at all, buddy.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right, that was the number 3 of Corey Chaffin, our 9th place finish that was fighting for the win and ended up getting together.
Was moved out of your channel
with the 55 of Michael Leby. We're gonna pull our 3rd place finish, Kevin Cook, to the booth.
User was moved to your channel.
Kevin Cook, driver of the number 45, our 3rd place finish. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah.
You sound disappointed with the top 3. What happened?
I just was hoping that I could get into 2nd before that caution came out. I heard it over the radio that there was a caution coming out, or at least there was a wreck going on, and I was just hoping I could get by the 6th before the caution came out.
You were hanging behind the lead pack at the beginning of the race. That was by strategy, that you just want to get clear of anything that might happen in up front, and if that was the case, it worked? Or it was just the shuffling off the pack that you couldn't get positioning the right way that you wanted, and you just decided to be on the back and then move your way back as we moved closer to the end of the race?
I felt like there was going to be a big catastrophe up there in the front, so I fell out of the pack there and tried to get in line and tagged along at the back of the line.
I see, buddy. Well, 3rd place, 1st race of the season. Awesome result. Congratulations again. That we're going to have to stop calling you the unluckiest driver at ECR, because surviving what you just did today, you don't deserve that title anymore. We're going to have to start calling you Mr. Top 3 from now on. So congratulations again. Awesome run, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all noticed, but that caution in the middle of the race, me and the 6 made contact when we were trying to slow down, and then we ended up finishing 2 and 3. So that worked out for both of us.
Yeah, we couldn't catch that one from our vantage point here. We know that you guys had a little bit of contact, but everybody did. We didn't know it was something like that. But you see, if you get the right guys, you can move to the front. So congrats again, buddy. Awesome race.
Kevin, I had one question for you, man. Is when it was coming down to closing laps, if it got, was there any like talking to getting 3 wide there, and if it happened, who was going to go, and what would have been your thoughts?
If that caution hadn't come out, I was going to push the 65 through, and then I was going to back off from him and try to make a run. And if it happened to be 3 wide, it was going to be 3 wide. I didn't care. I was just going for the win. Because there's nothing else on the line for me other than trying to get wins and trying to stay in the owners' points for Stone Cold Motorsports.
Heck yeah, man! It was a fun race. It really was. Who we moving on to, man? We got a lot of guys here to talk to. We're gonna try to get everybody moving in here, man, and we definitely appreciate the time here. And good luck to you on the rest of the season here.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, that was the number 45 of Kevin Cook, our third place
User
finish.
was moved out of your channel.
Let's pull down our second place finish.
User was moved to your channel.
Matthew Turnhorse, number 6. You got a copy, buddy?
Yep.
Well, we spoke a little bit before the restart and the final caution that ended up finishing the race. You were in the lead. What was the thought process? Guide us through what happened once the thing got green. What was the decision of staying at the bottom, going to the high lane, trying to block, trying to push?
I mean, I kind of got a good restart, and I got Justin to come down to the low lane, and I figured I could lead him all around there for a lap or two, but Kevin just shot up there with them, and as soon as I saw it was already too late, and if I would have thrown a block, it kind of would have turned into the Brian Scott deal, and it would have just caused a huge fiasco that wasn't needed, so...
Yeah, we were talking to Kevin a while ago. He said that you guys made contact in the middle of the race, causing a little bit of damage. Was your truck badly damaged by that contact, or was something that was not a major fact? Because you guys made your way through the pack to the front, so...
As far as I know, the only damage I got was checking up for that first wreck that I guess had something to do with AJ. But that was between me and Mark, and I had like rear bumper damage. And then the second wreck, I know me and Kevin were there when Schweikert ended up flipping almost over the fence. But that, I think he might have just absolutely just scraped the paint off my left rear bumper. But there was nothing there, so...
Damn for buddy. Next race is Atlanta. Completely different thing. Do you expect to be as competitive there than you were here? We know that you didn't have quite a chance to run in the Cup Series when we raced in Atlanta. How do you think you're going to end up in the trucks in that completely different, very slick, very hot track?
Oh, I'm not going to have to worry about it because I'm only running a partial schedule, so I don't think you'll see me again till Martinsville.
Oh, even better. Well, second place, awesome finish, another top 3 to your book. That's becoming more and more and more common to see you in the top 3. Already got a couple of wins, got a couple of second places. So, awesome run. Congratulations on an awesome result. Anthony, you got any questions for our second place finisher, Matthew?
Matthew, yeah, I wanted to know, man, how was it? I know you're normally not used to finishing second, so what was it like?
I think we know the answer to this. My second place finishing rate is somewhere up in like the 20s or 30s right now. I thought there was a running gag that I was the bridesmaid.
Mr. Consistency just gets it done. There's no other guy who can finish in the top 2 better than Matthew. This guy's just always there, and just congratulations, man. I mean, that's just... I didn't really have a question, just more as a, just really crazy how you just always seem to get it done and find your way up there, man, and just real proud of seeing it. And it was a great, fun racing to watch.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, Matthew. Well, that was our second place
User
finish.
was moved out of
Matthew
your channel.
Turnhorse. Matthew is by far one of the most consistent drivers we have, and he finished, if I'm not mistaken, Anthony, like 6 or 7 times in the top 2. It is a crazy run, pretty much like Kevin Harvick is doing this year. Matthew can do it in our league. He did it in the Xfinity races. He did it in the Cup. He did it now in the trucks. So, Mr. Consistency once again. If you need a guy to finish in the top 3, the top 2, that's your guy. Call Matthew. He's going to get it done for you. So, now we're going to talk
was moved to your channel.
to our first official ECR Elite Championship Racing Truck Series winner, Mr. Justin Bland, the driver of the number 65. Congratulations again, buddy. We talked during the race, right out of the pits. You had just took 4 tires, dropped from the lead to fourth position, made your way back on the outside. One of the only guys that were able to do it. Guide us through what happened in those final laps. You were behind Matthew, had Kevin right at the back of your car. Just let us know from the perspective of the driver what was going through your mind. What was the decision process of going from the outside to the inside and then moving back up? Just let us know what was to be behind of that 75 machine.
Well, first off, I got to thank Jaws Motorsports and you for giving me the opportunity to drive this truck today. It was an amazing truck, probably the best super speedway car I've ever driven on here. So, first, a shout out to you guys. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I knew that final restart, the best thing for me to do was to have friends behind me, and me and Kevin. I got to give another shout out, Kevin, that bump there at the end. That's the only reason I was able to clear Matthew off the backstretch. So, I just knew if we could hook up, we had something. I was planning on having us hook up to the end of the race, but the caution came out a little early, and technically really helped me out a lot more. So it was just fight for every inch you could get out there, and the truck was amazing. As soon as I could get to the front, I could stay up front. So it was awesome.
Do you think taking 4 tires the way that you did, we saw a bunch of cars taking 2 or no tires at all, trying to get that track position, do you think that made the difference in the end? That giving you that little bit of momentum that you needed on the outside, that in the early stages of the race guys just couldn't get it done? You think that was a factor or not?
Everybody else was kind of struggling keeping it down on the inside. It looks like they slid up. Every time they'd slide, I was able to gain a lot of time. That's how I was able to clear the 78 that first time with help of Matthew. So I definitely think the 4 tires were a huge help in getting the win here today.
There you go. Anthony, got any questions for our winner, Justin Bland?
Justin, man, it just, what were the thoughts through your mind when, you got shuffled back and you knew that there was a point there that might have been it, man? I mean, did you feel like it was it, or were you that confident that you knew you could get towards the front?
I had to keep that at the back of my mind and just fight for everything I had there at the end. But it come after having such a dominant car all race, I knew I had something for the guys as long as I could get near the front. As long as I got near the front and had help, I knew I could get it done. But just a lot of guys out there that helped me out today, and I really appreciate it. I also got to thank Ron Miller. He was with me almost the entire race up to about lap 50 or so at the second pit stop. He definitely helped me stay up front, helped me lead the most laps. So shout out to him also. I definitely knew the truck had the capability to stay out front once I got up front, so I wasn't too worried.
10-4, brother. Well, go celebrate. Congratulations again, and the first win of the season for you. You got really close in other races. Finally putting everything together back to back, starting on the pole, most laps. Our race winner, Justin Bland, the driver of the 65 Chevy Silverado. Justin, congratulations again. Best of luck going forward, not only here in the Truck Series, but in our Xfinity Series where you compete regularly, and our Cup race. So congratulations again. Our first winner of the season, 2015 Daytona winner, Justin Bland. Congratulations, buddy.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you for the broadcast, guys. It's going to be awesome. I'll go back and watch this one for sure.
10-4, brother.
User was moved out of your channel.
Well, Anthony, this is it for us. We come to the end of our race. I'm just want to run through our official right now before we go back and review all the results. Our top 10, Justin Bland, the 65 truck, finishing first. Matthew Turnhorse coming second in the number 6. Kevin Cook, our third place, finish in the 45. Ron Miller, the 78 truck, very strong all race long, finishing 4th. Andrew Ackerman in the 26 truck, 5th place. The 6th place finisher, Brian Wilderson, in the 13, ran a pretty good race as well as Michael Watson in the 77, finishing in 7th. Our 8th place finish, the number 20 of Brett Surgeon, and we want to give again a big shout out to Brett for all the crew of Inside the Hauler, our sponsor for the Truck Series. We couldn't not be doing this without their help, so we appreciate all the help, all the trust. Thank you for them again, and what a very, very, very good finish for Brett in the first race, finishing 8th. In 9th place, the number 3 of Corey Chaffin, and rounding up our top 10, Nathan Casilius in the 18 truck. Michael Leby finished 11th, Caleb Thomas 12th, Joshua Wallace 13th, George Price 14th, Nick Olson 15th, Stephen Massey 16th, Chuck Harrow 17th, Mark Figueroa 18th, Douglas Haas 19th, Thomas Keane in the 20th place, Colin Fern ended up 21st, Ken Worley 22nd, John Schweiker 23rd, and AJ Scarborough in 24th position. So, Anthony, that's the end of our first race. Pretty successful race, awesome running up front, a lot of green race from our drivers. What are your thoughts coming to the end of this first round of our Truck Series racing?
Well, exactly what I thought it'd be is expect unexpected. I expect there to be three wide, or a lot of three wide racing, and we didn't see it. We saw safety, we saw safe racing, and guys just trying to maintain cars and make it to the end. And it was exciting to see how it all concluded for our first race of the season. First race of the truck races this season. At Daytona, it was my first broadcast to be a part of. I really enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun here with you, man, and it was really exciting to watch these guys from the blimp. It's just a lot of firsts for me tonight, man, and it was fun. Gotta say, I'm real proud of these guys. Can't wait to do it again, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Leave your feedback and comments, and come back to us Wednesday, 9:30. We'll be back again.
Yeah, we moved from Daytona International Speedway pack racing to the Slicky Atlanta Speedway, where they're going to put 25 to 30 trucks going at 200 miles an hour, completely different circumstances, single laps. Guys are going to be sliding, trying to control those trucks in a very high banking of Atlanta. This is going to be completely different, so if you guys are used to super speedways, please join us, if not next week, whenever you can. We're going to try to bring as many races as we can to you guys, so you can experience everything from super speedways to small tracks like Martinsville, like Atlanta, like road courses if we have one, and I don't know if we have one in the schedule this year, but we're going to try to bring as many races as we can. Again, a big shout out to Inside the Hauler for sponsoring this series. We could not be doing this without them. Thank you a lot to them. Thank you, Anthony, for being our partner in crime tonight, for helping out with the broadcast. It was a pleasure. It was a blast for me too. Hope you guys at home enjoyed it. Hope all our drivers who could not be here tonight can watch the broadcast, see what they were missing, and hopefully in the next one they're going to be here. They want to be part of this. So
for sure, man. It's going to be fun. And if you enjoyed what you saw tonight, again, come back next Wednesday, 9:30. We're also going to be starting up, me and Luis and I, we're going to be starting up ECR Hub on this channel, so don't forget to subscribe to the link. We're going to have more videos up, so we're starting it up, and we're going to have some ECR Hub going on, kind of like your NASCAR Hub, where you get to learn about our drivers and some of the things that are going on. So hopefully stay tuned, and we look forward to bringing a lot to these guys.
Yeah, from now on, every official broadcast by ECR is going to be in this channel, so make sure that you have ECR League. Subscribe, one of your favorites, not only on Twitch, but look us up on Facebook, Elite Championship Racing. We are as well on Twitter, ECR_League, and look us up on our webpage, ECRLeague.com. If you want to race with a clean group of guys, they're very fast. This is what you saw tonight. This is what we run. This is ECR. Very fast, very competitive, side-by-side racing every week. So if you're looking for a league to run, if you want to have fun, if you want to be on the track with the fastest group of guys on iRacing, let us know. We would be happy to have you. Talk to us, look us up, get together with us on TeamSpeak, and we'll get you racing as soon as we can. So thank you again for the opportunity to be here tonight. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, all the drivers at ECR. My name is Luis Almazo. Thank you for the broadcast, and we'll see each other again, hopefully next week, 9:30, Wednesday night in Atlanta International Speedway. For now, I say so long. Have an awesome night, everybody. Take care.